Cat, it's Maximus here. This time I got a little basic review of this Mag Torch pencil tip rosebud, and I'll be comparing it a little bit to my Turner torch tip. And actually I think I like the Turner a bit better, but this Mag Torch may have just a tinier or more compact flame. Not as compact, say, as one of these torch lighters, which are... Wow, you can't even see that when my lights are on. Anyway, you can have super tiny flames. These are mainly used for a lot of times plumbing operations, soldering a copper pipe, but they also are handy in automotive, you know, heating up bolts, that type of stuff. And they just allow a little bit more BTUs than, say, a compact torch lighter. Anyway, just a quick observation. I do once again like the Turner just because it seems to be built just a little bit nicer, although this Mag Torch is all brass. It does have a stainless steel shaft for the valve, where it's a plastic knob and a brass shaft. On the Turner is made better. It definitely has quite a bit more weight. And it's just a bit more elegant, where the Mag Torch, you know, it's just a little bit more basic. Like the machining, you can see, is actually pretty darn rough. You know, this is just a brass block that's been machined, so not a lot of good finishing, but maybe they're trying to do that because they are still, the Mag Torches are still made in the USA. Anyway, first actually I'll do the Turner just to see what its flame looks like, and then we'll do the Mag Torch here. And so that's all it is just really comparing the actual flame tips, the design of the burners here. You do operate these by opening them up a quarter turn and then lighting it. Let me turn off the light here. One tip about these torches is that, so there we go. Here's our Turner. It's not too bad. Make sure I don't burn up my camera here. That'll be pretty easy to do. Pretty decent tip. Let me turn that off. One thing that you want to be aware of is not to use these, turn them sideways or even upside down until you've had a couple of minutes to warm up. Otherwise, what I believe is you can get an issue where there's some liquid that builds up and you can get it to run down through the unit here, causing unexpected flame outs. So that's really the big deal. But I did want to try this Mag Torch. It was actually out of the junk store, and I've always kind of seen them, but I wanted to know how tiny the flame tip was. If it was going to be smaller than my Turner, a little bit more compact, that always seems to be the issue, so that when you use these rosebuds, that the flame tips tend to be just a bit bigger than you want them to be. When you tighten these down, you don't use a wrench, you just do a hand tight. So now, let's give this Mag Torch a shot. I think the Mag Torch may have just a little bit better of a design inside the tip here. And it's hard for me to adjust the exposure. There we go. You can see there where we have like the little fingers. Those are just a little bit more concentrated than they were in the Turner. So anyway, not a ton else to say about one of these torch tips. You will get just a little bit of a release, a tiny release of gas. Actually, if you want to be careful about these tanks, I've had, actually I think it's only been once, but I've actually had it where when these tanks get real old, the little self-sealing valve may not work properly, and I've had to get rid of one of them just because you pull off the torch tip. And how you know you have a problem is because the gases are odorized. It really smells very bad. And that smell won't go away, and I couldn't figure it out until I realized that the tank itself was leaking, so you want to be careful about that. So anyway, that's my little video about these pencil tip or pencil point flame tips, is that the Mag Torch ones really aren't too bad, and it is nice that they're still made in the United States. It's just they are sacrificing a bit on the fit and finish to continue to do that. I'm not sure if the Turners are still made in the US, but I think the Turners overall do have a better build quality. For a flame point that's about the same size, maybe a little bit less defined and concentrated on the Turner, you just get a lot more heft and a lot better fit and finish versus the mag torch. But the mag torch is reasonably well priced, and for as nice as these are, they are the type of thing that does get damaged. They're not particularly expensive. I think these things only retail for around 20 bucks or something like that. And it is classic. You know, most people buy the bottles that have the integrated lighters, that type of thing. I still use more of a classic design where you can swap the tips here. And that's kind of the other advantage to the Turner, is they come with multiple accessories, such as things like something to make the flame real wide when you want to put more area, actual soldering tips when you don't want to do open flame soldering, and this type of tip, which is just more like just a big bulk flame. And that's one of the things I like about it. A little bit harder to find those types of accessories for the mag torch. Other than that, I always wanted to make a little video about this thing just to help promote an American-made product, even if it may not be the best. Anyway, really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.